From the great Atlantic Ocean to the wide Pacific shore, from the queen of flowing mountains to the South Belle by the shore. She's mighty tall and handsome and known quite well by all. She's the combination on the Wabash Cannonball. She came down from Birmingham one cold December day. As she rolled into the station, you could hear all the people say, there's a girl from Tennessee, she's long and she's tall. She came down from Birmingham on the Wabash Cannonball.
Hello, everybody. John Matthews, your host, along with my sidekick, Steve Archiver Bannock.
Hi.
Welcoming you to another fantabulous fill-in edition of the Glowing Dial here on Yesterday USA Superstation. In the background here, Chieftains and Ricky Skaggs, I believe, doing a Wabash Cannonball, kind of our Western-type opening for these fill-in editions of the Glowing Dial. We're filling in for an ailing Jim Gill, who is, we've been told his cancer is acting up, and he's having to get a lot of chemo treatments, which aren't fun at all. And we know a good close friend of ours, too, locally here is going through the same thing, and we wish her well. Speaking of Jim Gill, send Jim a letter. I mean, if any of you have listened to his show, the All-Star Western Theater, and liked what you heard, he did Gunsmoke. He did a lot of the Western shows. I don't mean did. I didn't mean to use past tense there. We want him back.
He has done.
Yes, and
How's
he
that?
will
Like
do
that turn
again.
better?
He will do again. And he's usually on Tape 11, where we are right now, All-Star Western Theater. And like I say, he's under the weather, and I think he could use a little entertainment, a little happiness. So send him an old movie or two on videotape, or drop him a letter. Sometimes just a letter saying we're thinking about you does a whole lot of good. And send those along to his address here. I'll give it to you. And that is Jim Gill, 809 South Green Street, Crawfordsville, Indiana, 47933. Again, that's Jim Gill at 809 South Green Street, Crawfordsville, Indiana, 47933. Or give him a call at 317-362-1765. And just let him know you're thinking about him and you like his show. And like I said, a few happy notes like that go a long way. And before we get into the program, into our first program here, I wanted to let it be known that this program is being dedicated to the memory of our good friend Leonard Martinez, who passed away recently. Leonard, we're going to miss you. We're happy, at least, that Steve and I, that we got a chance to meet you down in Texas there for the family reunion. Had a lot of fun with you, and we will remember you fondly, my friend. So anyway, that being said, let's move on into our first program. Mr. Stephen, what would that be?
Well, let's see. Late night on television, I get a chance to watch some reruns on the TV Land Network for Gunsmoke. They're showing the old Gunsmoke show, and that's the show. The television series lasted 20 years. Well, the radio show was on even before that.
Mm-hmm. With a different lead, too.
Different cast there, yes.
Our cast, actually, a whole cast was different.
Gunsmoke was the first of radio's adult westerns, a show with a penchant for realism. Norman MacDonald, producer-director of Gunsmoke, admits that the hero of the stories was patterned after a group of pioneer U.S. Marshals, but only after months of research, during which he and story editor John Meston tried to select the most admirable characteristics of each historical figure.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it takes place in Dodge City, Kansas.
Is that what they make all the Dodge cars? This
No,
is not a commercial.
I don't think so.
This is not a commercial.
And the radio cast consisted of veteran William Conrad.
The narrator of Bullwinkle.
Yes. Also included was Howard McNear as Doc Adams.
What's up, Doc?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
And Parley Bear as Chester.
And his brother Yogi.
No, Parley Bear. And Georgia Ellis as Kitty. Miss Kitty.
Georgia. I can't sing anyway. What am I doing? Well, I think, Mr. Bannock, before we start,
yes.
you may wonder what the following sound you're about to hear is. Actually, it's a bit of static. Our shows come to us via a wonderful console radio that we have here in our front room. And Steve and I heard Fibber McGee talking one day about how he was going to rewire the radio to tune in the past. And Molly thought it was ridiculous. He proceeded to explain how he was going to do it. So we did it. We took the back off, switched a few tubes, crossed a few wires, and you know what? It worked. And somehow it's weird. It's very weird. It's telepathic. We think of the show that we want to hear, manipulate the tuning dial a little bit, the static disappears, and the program is there.
Yes.
And we're sharing that with you folks out there in the listening audience.
This particular episode is called Rena Decker, Gunsmoke, and it aired March of 1961, which was very, very close to the very end of the run of the series Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke went from 52 until June of 61, so this was like March of 61.
Also was near the end of the dramatic radio on network radio. People just didn't want to listen to the radio. TV was too cool, and it had taken over by that point.
By the early 60s, radio was really
Of course,
waning.
with the resurgence later of shows like Nightfall, CBS Radio Mystery Theater, Sears Radio Theater, and so forth. But anyway, let's get right into the show before we lose any more time here. Stephen, if you would pop over to the radio there.
Let me get over here.
Warm it up for us.
Click this little knob. Oh, I hear something. Okay, it's working.
Okay, we got some static there. Takes a minute to tune the program in sometimes here, so sit back, relax, and enjoy Gunsmoke. And we will be back with you shortly.
Around Dodge City and in the territory on West, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of gun smoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad, the story of the violence that moved west with young America, and the story of a man who moved with it.
I'm that man, Matt Dillon, the United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful and a little lonely.
The lively crowd today agree. Those who think young say Pepsi, please. They pick the right one, the modern light one. Now it's Pepsi for those who think young.
You keep in step with those who think young when you get an extra carton of Pepsi-Cola. Nothing's more in tune with lively modern life than light, bracing, clean-tasting Pepsi. So think young. Say Pepsi, please.
I sure will be glad to get back to Dodge, Mr. Jones.
Oh, Wichita's a nice town, Chester.
All right, you like it so much, next time you can come along. I got no business here anyway.
Well, it's almost over, Chester. The train leaves in about 10 minutes.
I've been worried all morning for fear we'd miss it.
That's going to be a long ride. We wait outside here till they yell all aboard.
My, you sure do hate sitting down, don't you?
Well, I like fresh air. But you can get on if you want.
No.
You could be finding us a couple of seats, you know.
The train guarantees a seat to everybody who buys a ticket, Mr. Jones.
Well, I was only trying to give you an excuse to get off your feet, Chester.
Well, I ain't so tired of all that. Well, I do declare, look what's coming.
Where?
Yonder.
Oh, the right pretty girl.
She is, ain't she? Say, you reckon she's going to Dodge, too?
Oh, why don't you ask her?
Oh, my goodness, Mr. Dillon, I don't even know her.
Well, it's not going to stop him.
Who?
That gentleman standing by the car. He's seen her, too.
Gentleman. He looks more like a drunk rowdy to me.
Yeah. It's kind of mosey over there, huh?
Say, maybe he does more, Mr. Dillon.
Yeah, maybe.
I misdoubt it, though. He's too mean and ugly looking.
Well, miss, as long as we're going to be traveling together, we'd best get acquainted. Now, my name is Laster. Ab Laster.
How do you do?
How do you do? I'm meeting my partner in Dodge, Joe Garrett. Maybe you know him?
I'm sorry, but I've never been in Dodge.
No? Make two of us. At least we ain't gonna be lonely, are we?
Well, that depends.
It depends on what?
If you're a gentleman.
If I'm a... Oh, of course I am, honey. Hey, I know. Look, I got a bottle here. Let's just get aboard, and then we have a little drink, huh?
Please, Mr. Laster.
Oh, come on.
No.
The train... What's the matter with you? Start out real friendly, and then you freeze up. Come on, get in that train like I say.
Let me go.
Come on,
Yes, sir.
have a little drink. What do you want?
Let the lady go.
You're asking for trouble, ain't you?
No.
He tried to force me onto the train, and he wanted me to drink with him.
Now, don't you worry, miss. He won't bother you anymore.
She wasn't minding it none until you busted in.
Ab Laster, huh?
How do you know my name?
Well, I heard you tell the lady.
You're real snoopy, ain't you?
Sometimes, yeah.
Do you know what you're getting into, mister?
Now, you tell me.
I'll show you. Well, you're carrying a gun.
But I don't always use it.
You hit him.
Yeah, the gun's safer with me. Here, Chester. Put his gun in your belt.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
He's going to be pretty mad, ain't he?
Oh, I'll kill you. I swear I'll kill you. You tricked me, you know that?
Get aboard while you can still walk.
Mister, when we get to Dodge, you're going to wish you never had seen me.
I'm wishing that already. Now move.
Oh, I'm sorry for all the trouble.
No trouble, miss.
I didn't mean to get you into a fight,
It wasn't your fault.
but I always feel that it is.
What?
Well, just my being a woman, I guess. You know.
There won't be any more trouble, miss.
Not till we get to Dodge, anyway.
Come on, let's get aboard.
Now, CBS News goes double for you every weekday on every station affiliated with CBS Radio. The foremost news service in broadcasting, keeping its lead, presents its great roster of newsmen and correspondents at home and abroad in twice the reporting detail, in twice the depth of coverage, with new 10-minute news broadcasts every hour on the hour every weekday. Throughout your listening week, with its new expanded news coverage and with a total of 43 exciting new CBS Radio features, CBS Radio continues to serve America's listeners better with the best. Nancy Honchman's A Woman's Washington, Douglas Edwards' Sidelights, Alan Jackson's Information Central, Zachary Scott in Man and Wife, David Schoenbrunn as Your Man in Paris. Each week a new personal story, this week by Anthony Quinn. These are some of the exciting features that fill your lives with new heights of interest all week long on CBS Radio. Tune them in and enjoy them on this CBS radio station.
Well, what do you think of Dodge, Rena?
Well, Marshal, I can't tell much from the depot.
I will show you the rest. Chester, go get our baggage, will you?
Yes, sir.
Well, Dodge kind of frightens me, Marshal.
Oh? Why?
Well, I'm only a woman, and I've heard so much about the terrible things that go on here.
Well, don't you worry, Rena. Nothing's going to happen to you.
Well, I do feel safer when you're around.
Marshal.
Oh, excuse me a minute, Rena.
Well, now they tell me that you're Marshal Dillon.
That's right. Marshal Dillon.
I just wanted to let you know that now there's two of us, Marshal. This here is my partner, Joe Garrett.
Lasher says you made things bad for him in Wichita, Marshal.
Is that so?
Yeah. He says you stole his gun, too.
Well, he can pick it up at my office sometime.
I'll do that. I don't like what you did, Marshal.
Well, I didn't do it for you. Lester.
Yeah, all right, I know. Now, we're going to take some horses up north for just a few days, Marshal. And then we're going to be back.
Well, I'll be here. I'll be here every day.
What did those men want, Marshal?
It was nothing, Rena. Nothing important.
Oh, I'll bet there's going to be more trouble over me, isn't there?
Now, don't you worry about it. We'll find you a room, and then I'll take you over to the Long Branch and introduce you to Kitty Russell. She's the owner of the place. Come on, Chester's waiting.
There he is. Come on in, Matt. It's your office.
How have you been, Doc?
Oh, fine. Oh, Matt, Chester's been telling me about this new girl, Rena Decker.
Oh?
Sounds like a mighty sweet little apple.
Is that what Chester said?
No, I didn't say no such a thing.
Well, that's what you meant. Is it true, Matt?
Hey, you can go see for yourself, Doc. She'll be working at the Long Branch.
Well, the old Kitty hired her, huh?
Uh-huh. I left them talking together about an hour ago.
Good. I'll drop by there tonight, if I have the time.
You'll find time, Doc.
Well, I don't know. Well, I will if some idiot doesn't fall off his horse or jump out of a window or go get himself shot.
Leave him die. It'll be worth it.
It's a good thing nobody has to depend on a sybarite like you, Chester.
Doc, I don't know what that means, but it sure don't sound nice.
Well, then don't ever let me catch you saying it.
Well, Miss Kitty.
Come on in, Kitty. Join the fun.
I'm afraid I'm going to spoil the fun, Doc.
Oh, what's the trouble, Kitty?
I thought I'd better come tell you before you hear it from her, Matt.
What?
Rena Decker isn't going to be working at the Long Branch.
Oh, why not?
I didn't hire her.
You didn't hire her?
Well, I'm not saying she's not pretty and all that, but I've seen her kind too often. They mean nothing but trouble.
Oh, I don't understand, Kitty. She seems like a nice little girl.
Oh, you men are all alike. Pretty face throws you every time.
No, Kitty, I have no interest in her beyond trying to help her the way I'd help anybody.
Who started that fight in Wichita, Matt?
Right. Ab Laster. He was annoying her.
She didn't lead him on?
Oh, now, Kitty, you're being unfair. That girl's here all alone. She doesn't know anybody, and she needs a job.
Sure. And when I had to leave her at the bar a few minutes after you brought her in, she almost got another fight started.
What? Kitty, why would she do that?
Some women like men fighting over them.
Kitty, what really is it that you don't like about her?
Doc, you haven't seen her yet, huh?
No, but I sure am interested now, Kitty.
Oh, you'll be just as stupid as they are.
Now, Kitty.
All right. Just to show you, I'll hire her. But don't blame me when somebody gets killed, because it's bound to happen.
Mr. Dillon?
Yeah, what, Chester?
Looks like Miss Kitty was wrong, don't it?
I spent 2 days, but she didn't put any time limit on it.
What do you think she's got again, Rena, anyway?
Sometimes a woman takes a dislike to another woman, and nobody ever knows exactly why.
They sure are hard to track, ain't they?
Yeah, they got their ways, I guess. But then so have we.
That's right. We ain't always so plain and simple, are we? Where are you going?
Those men in front of the Long Branch.
What about them? Hey, they're going to fight, Mr. Dillon. Look at them. They're about to draw.
All right, hold it, you men.
They're both down. They both got hit.
Go get Doc, Chester.
Well, they look dead to me.
Get him anyway. I'll see if I can find out what this is all about.
Yes, sir.
Anybody know these men?
I never... No, not me.
Well, I didn't see you here, Kitty.
Hello, Matt.
Maybe you knew these men, huh?
Just a couple of riders. I don't even know their names.
What started it?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
What do you mean?
Talk to her about it.
Who? Oh.
I'll go with you.
All right.
Oh, Marshal. Oh, wasn't it terrible? I was so scared.
Rena, have you any idea what started this?
Oh, Marshal, I don't know. I was talking to them at the bar, and then suddenly they got mad at each other, and then they came out here. That's all I know.
What were you talking about, Rena?
Why, nothing. Just talking.
Then why'd they get mad?
You know how men are?
Yeah, I know. I know how some of them are. See you later, Matt.
Marshal.
What, Rena?
Marshal, sometimes it's an awful burden being a woman. You understand, don't you?
I don't know, Rena. I'm not sure what I understand.
There are many who hold blindly that all is perfect with these United States, but former President Eisenhower did not believe this. He formed a nonpartisan commission to look into our national ways and to set forth, after thorough examination, a list of national goals. The kind of America we can be in the future, the impression we make on the rest of the world, our national image depends on how fully the nation follows the recommendations of this nonpartisan commission. The complete report made to the former president would make exhaustive reading. However, a summary has been made up into a booklet, which is yours free if you want it. CBS Radio and its affiliated stations believe this to be an important national statement. We hope you will send for it. Simply send your name and address on a postcard to Goals, Box 1776, New York 17, New York. That's Goals, Box 1776, New York 17, New York. Your free copy of this booklet will be sent to you if you write for it. Read it. Help the nation live its message.
My ding, Mr. Dunn, I sure would hate to be buried that way. Nobody not knowing who you are, not even a marker on your grave. It's a sad, poor way to end up.
Yeah.
It's been troubling you, too, ain't it?
Some, yeah.
You've been awful quiet ever since yesterday, Mr. Dillon.
Well, I've been thinking, Chester. I'm going to go to the Long Branch. You want to come?
Well, yes, sir. Thank you. My land, they're busy, ain't they?
Yeah.
Hello, Matt. Chester?
Yeah, well, hello, Miss Kitty.
I missed you at the burying, Kitty.
Oh, that must have been real fancy.
Is Rena around?
Right over there at the bar. Two men, as usual.
Oh.
Miss Dillon, it's Ab Laster and that Garrett fella.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know they'd come back in town.
It didn't take Rena long to find out.
What do you mean, Kitty?
She brought him in with her when she came to work. But then, of course, she and Laster are old friends, aren't they?
Kitty.
Why don't you go over there, Matt? Have a drink at the bar. Listen to her a few minutes. You might learn something.
All right, I will.
Oh, Al.
Sam, give me a beer.
Rena, honey, it's sure good to see you.
Are you really going to take me to dinner, Al?
Oh, you bet I am. You bet.
What about me?
What?
Ain't I invited?
Oh, well, I guess that depends on Al.
Yeah. Some other time, Garrett. This is going to be my night tonight.
Why, Al, but you make it sound like he's not wanted.
He ain't.
But, well, you don't have to treat him like he's a dog or something.
I ain't treating him like he's no dog. Am I, Garrett? No.
Of course you are, Ab. Now, no man's going to put up with that. Is he, Mr. Garrett?
What?
No real man is.
Well, no. No, by golly. Now, you take it back, Laster.
Huh? Oh, go on, leave us alone, will you?
Al.
I ain't taking no more. Now, get your gun out.
Well, if that's how you want it.
All right, wait a minute.
Oh. You killed him. You killed him, Ab.
Give me your gun, Lester.
No.
Give it to me.
No, I expect to take a man's gun when he's already got it in his hand, Marshal. Now, don't be a fool.
Marshal, he killed him. Don't let him get away with it.
Shut up, Rena.
Stay where you are, Marshal. Don't you back away from me.
Rena's tricked you into 2 fights, Lester. You're going to let her do it again?
Stand still, you hear?
She likes men fighting over her, don't you see?
You leave
that?
her out of this. And stand still.
You put your gun up, Lester.
No.
I was so worried. I thought sure he'd killed you. I was so scared.
Rena, 4 men have died because I wouldn't believe kidding about you.
What?
You get out of Dodge right now, and don't you ever come back. Well, Kitty.
It's not your fault, Matt.
Yes, it is, Kitty. And I hope you never let me forget it.
Hi, this is Dennis James to make a point about reliable, effective Kellogg's All Brand. Repeat after me, please. What do you want when you need brand?
What do you want when you need brand?
Reliability.
Reliability.
Now, what do you get in Kellogg's All Brand?
What do you get in Kellogg's All Brand? Reliability.
Right. There's nothing like the reliable Kellogg way to get the effectiveness you want from brand. Kellogg's All Brand is the real Battle Creek formula with more of the vital brand bulk to help you keep regular. Low in calories and mighty appetizing. That's Kellogg's All Brand. And take advantage of the special rosebush offer now on the package. Famous queen of the garden rosebushes, 6 formally patented varieties, every one a beauty, at just a fraction of their usual cost. Yours for only 50 cents a bush when you include a box top from reliable, effective Kellogg's All Brand.
Gunsmoke. Produced and directed in Hollywood by Norman Macdonald, stars William Conrad as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal. The story was specially written for Gunsmoke by John Meston. Featured in the cast were Lynn Allen, Lawrence Dobkin, and Vic Parrott. Parley Bear is Chester, Howard McNear is Doc, and Georgia Ellis is Kitty. This is George Walsh inviting you to join us again next week when CBS Radio presents another story of the Western frontier. when Matt Dillon, Chester Proudfoot, Doc, and Kitty, together with all the other hard-living citizens of Dodge, will be with you once more. It's America growing west in the 1870s. It's Gunsmoke.
France in Focus. David Schoenbrunn, Your Man in Paris, weekdays on the CBS Radio Network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, turn on the radio there for a moment here. Okay, that was Gunsmoke. Hope you enjoyed that, folks. And what was the, read the title and the date again, Stephen.
Okay, that episode title was Rena Decker, and dated March of 1961.
For you folks that are home taping these things.
Yes.
Naughty. Oh.
Well, I'm just happy about this one because this episode was made after I was born, so...
So you possibly could have heard it in your crib.
Yes, I could have.
Goo-goo. Anyway.
Right.
All right. I had an announcement. What was that?
What was that?
Something just ran across the floor. And oh, look. Isn't that our little friend?
Oh, the mouse. Yeah,
He's
I
back.
see him over there.
He's
yeah,
back.
What's he doing?
Yeah. He lives in this little hole in the wall. He comes out sometimes while we're doing shows. And sometimes he talks to us. And I think...
maybe if we're real quiet.
He's trying to... Hold the mic over there to him, Steve.
Oh, let me reach over here.
I'm Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. You're under arrest.
Ooh, well, he's...
He's apparently been listening to the show.
Yeah. Would you like to... I wonder if you'll say it again. Hold the mic out to him.
I'm Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. You're under arrest.
Ooh, well, hey. He just wants to get his couple minutes on the air here, folks.
I like the commercials in the show here. You know, that are right into there.
Oh, yes.
And I caught the one commercial for the Pepsi was done by the Pepsi girl, Joni Summers. I caught that voice right away.
That lady's a favorite of Bill Bragg's. He has been known to play some of her tunes on his nightly live show. So, Bill, that commercial was for you. This Pepsi's for you. Of course, I got to drink caffeine free. The doctor said, cut down. And,
was he Dr. Pepper?
Oh. Oh, wish I had my sound effect right here. Bonk, bonk on the head.
That was a bad one. You didn't like that one, huh?
I don't like any of your jokes, Steve.
Oh.
I have to do my own rim shots here. All right. Well, anyway, I want to make a brief announcement here before we go into the next program, folks. And that is about the imminent loss of the WGN audio subcarrier. Folks have purchased the subcarrier. We were getting it for free before. They had a software problem, and they're working on it. And as soon as they fix the software problem, we will be popped off at a moment's notice. The good thing is we have the audio subcarrier on the outdoor channel. And even better news, it's going to be bleep free. You're not going to hear those annoying Q tones. Because on one Sunday live show, folks, we raised I think it was nearly $3,000 needed to buy the bleep-free audio subcarrier on the outdoor channel. So we will at least have that, and Bill Bragg is hunting, doing a lot of research, trying to find us another free audio subcarrier on another satellite, because we'd like to be on two satellites. It gives people an easier chance to get us if they're in different areas of the country. Mm-hmm. If you're extreme West Coast, you may not get, all the satellites. It may be not on the horizon, too below the horizon. Thank you for that, by the way. If you don't want to hear that...
well, you see, you never know what is going to happen. See, you never know.
We have enough, we've raised enough in one night, and we're going to have bleep-free on audio subcarrier on the outdoor channel. However, Bill needs to know how many listeners he has out there, folks. So what you got to do, if you haven't done this already, and as Bill would say, please don't fudge on this. Don't send in $1 for the dog and cat, or for the pet bird or anything.
Yeah, we're
like
not
that.
sending one in for our mouse friend. He might listen, but we're not sending one in for him.
No, not him.
I'm Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. You're under arrest.
All right, thank you, little mouse. All right, Mickey. I don't know what you want to call him.
We don't have a name for him,
Well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Anyway, We need you to, if you haven't done this already, folks, send in a $1 bill into Bill Bragg. And what this is going to do is it's going to help defray the cost of getting this new audio subcarrier. And it's also going to give Bill a head count. If you've been listening to the station at all regularly, you've heard the announcements in between all the program tapes, and you know what's going on. Those of you who haven't, maybe the first-time listener or just maybe listened to us a couple of times, this is what it's all about. So it's on the up and up, really. Send in a $1 bill for you and everybody you know who listens to the station, and send it to Yesterday USA, 2001, Plymouth Rock, in Richardson, Texas, 75008. What happened to the 75081, I believe it is. And a little typo there. Again, Yesterday USA, 2001, Plymouth Rock, Richardson, Texas, 75081, I believe is the zip code there. And do that as soon as possible, because Bill needs to know. We've heard from quite a few people, but we need to hear from more, because he's got to tell these people, I've got X number of listeners, and if we have enough numbers there, it'll be impressive. So anyway, enough jibber-jabber. Let's go into the second program, shall we?
Okay, and we got, for our second part here, we got an episode of Tom Mix.
Oh, a wonderful mix of programs again.
Remember, about a couple shows ago.
We
did one of those.
We did an episode of The Mystery of the Vanishing Village. And just so you folks know, this isn't going to be the same episode again. I think this was a serial, and we only have the misfortune of only having 2 episodes of this to share with you.
The sponsor was Ralston and Purina, which was also a serial.
Mm-hmm. That checks out with me. Anyway, this is going to be another episode of The Mystery of the Vanishing Village.
I can hardly wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess the rest of the cereal just vanished.
It got soggy.
But enough about toilet bowl cleaner. Anyway, Stephen, if you would go over to the radio and...
oh, that's right. I have to assume the position.
No, just go over to the radio. Okay, it's a warming up.
It always makes that sound. That's how it works.
All right.
It's getting warm,
Takes a moment to tune this program in, but sit back, folks, and enjoy Tom Mix, and we'll be back to close the show.
The Tom Mix Ralston Straight Shooters are on the air. And here comes Tom Mix, America's favorite cowboy.
Cut, Tony. Come on, boy. Shredded Ralston for your breakfast. Starts the day all shining bright. Gives you lots of cowboy energy with a flavor that's just right. It's delicious and nutritious, bite-sized and ready to eat. Take a sip from Tom, go and tell your mom Shredded Ralston can't be beat.
The Tom Mix Ralston Straight Shooters bring you action, mystery, and mile-a-minute thrills. Tonight you're about to hear another episode in a baffling mystery. The mystery of the Vanishing Village. Straight Shooters, do you know how an entire village of 600 people can vanish almost overnight? Do you know why? Well, that's exactly what Tom is trying to find out. Why and how the village of Smithville has disappeared as completely as if it had never existed. Several murders already litter the dangerous trail Tom is following, and a moment ago another queer development took place when Mary Slade, a girl who lived in the vanished village, appeared at the TM bar in a state of collapse. In a moment, we'll know what happened next. But first, Straight Shooters, have you heard the exciting news? Well, by special permission of your pal Mike Shaw, we will send you a whistling sheriff's badge exactly like his. That's right. You can have an exact copy of the famous whistling sheriff's badge Mike Shaw wears, the badge with the siren whistle in it. When you blow this whistle, it sounds like this. Oh, boy, can you imagine wearing a badge like this? Now, this badge is made of metal, is shaped like a shield, has crossed six-shooters at the top, with the official word sheriff in big raised letters beneath them. Only a limited number of these metal badges are available. So to be sure of getting yours, act fast. Here's all you have to do. From the top of a package of delicious shredded Ralston, tear off the little circle with the letters RSS printed in it. Mail this little RSS circle with your name and address and 10 cents in coin to Tom Mix, Box 808, St. Louis, Missouri. That's Tom Mix, Box 808, St. Louis, Missouri. And we'll send you your sheriff's badge right away. But hurry, hurry, hurry. Act tonight, tomorrow, sure. This offer good only in the United States. And now, straight shooters, we're with Tom and Sergeant Hank Smith as they bend over the motionless form of Mary Slade.
Tom, she's hurt badly. Oh, Mary, darling, speak to
Now,
me.
steady, Hank, steady. She's hurt all right, but losing your head won't help her any.
Look, there's blood on my hand, Tom. It's from her head.
Yes, Hank, yes. But take it easy, boy. I'll carry her into the house. You get back to my office and phone Doc Green. Tell him to get here just as fast as he can. Don't stand there staring, Sergeant. Get moving, pronto.
A few hours later, again in Tom's office, Tom and Sheriff Mike Shaw stand at the window, watching the lights of a fast-moving car disappear down the road in the direction of Twin Rivers.
There they go, Tom. Doc Green, Sergeant Smith, and the unconscious gal. But why in thunderation do they have to take her to Twin Rivers?
Well, as Doc Green says, Mike, the girl's unconscious and in a coma. She's got a bad fracture of the occipital bone, pressing on the brain. Doc Green feels he'd better get Dr. Telfair at the Twin Rivers Hospital to operate from her. I'd have gone myself, but Hank wanted to stay with her, and there wasn't any more room in the Corps.
Hey, Tom, how do you figure she come to get a bashed-in skull?
Well, all we can do is guess, Mike. I figure the 600 people who lived at Smithville are somehow... Yeah, I know it sounds fantastic, but they're somehow being hidden somewhere. The girl managed to escape, tried to reach the TM bar to tell us what it's all about. Was stopped by someone who didn't want her to reach us. Whoever fractured her skull must have thought he had finished her, but he hadn't. She came to and managed to get here before she collapsed.
You know, I keep thinking, what couldn't she have told us if and she was conscious? She could answer everything we want to know. How the village of Smithville vanished, why it vanished, where the people are, and all the rest of it.
Yeah, we'll know in a day or two, maybe, if Dr. Telfair's operation is successful.
Yeah, there's an awful lot happening around here, Tom, and I don't like any of it. Especially that there local maverick Harlequin Q. Dane and his gang of yes-men. Did you have to bring him here to the TM bar as your guest?
Well, Mike, I've got a hunch about our so-called Hollywood director, the great Dane. I want to keep an eye on him. I'd also interest you to know that his publicity agent, a shifty character called Hardy Post, is registered at the Twin Rivers Hotel.
Well, why should that there interest me? All I know is that this Hollywood genius is raising hob around here, demanding all kinds of service and Lord knows what. Sassafras and sourdough. He's got Chloe and Washer waiting on him hand and foot, Tom.
He has?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I won't stand for it. Oh, I'll get it, Mike. Hello? Well, this is Tom Mix. Yes? Yes? Well, who's this calling? The Los Angeles Star Courier. I see. Yes, the story is true. I know it sounds fantastic. In fact, it is fantastic, but... And yes, it's true, all right. No, I'm sorry I couldn't give you any more information than that. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, would you mind telling me where you got the story? I see. Well, thank you very much. Goodbye.
What was that all about, Tom?
The Los Angeles newspaper, Mike. They've received a complete report on the vanishing of Smithville. They got the report from Hardy Post, the Great Dane's press agent.
What does that mean?
Well, it may mean that Post picked up a good story and is merely making use of it. Or it may mean... I don't know. I think, though, it's about time we paid Mr. Post a visit. Kept her right over to Twin Rivers, Mike?
You betcha, Tom.
Then let's get going.
Hey, Tom, did the hotel clerk have any idea when this here Hardy Post would be back?
No, Mike, no. He couldn't tell me much. Oh, there's the hospital just ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, do you think they've operated on the girl yet?
I don't know, Mike.
Well, they sure better save her life. If they don't, no figuring what it'll do to Hank Smith. It might not kill him.
Yeah, I've been worrying about that. Well, here we are. Go, Tony. Go, boy.
Oh, Redskin.
Go, son.
Go, boy. Go.
glad you came. I was beginning to think if I had to sit here alone much longer, I'd go nuts.
Have they operated on Mary yet?
No, Tom, not yet. She's still in the emergency room on the first floor here. Nurse said they were going to take her up to the operating room any minute now. I've been waiting.
Steady, boy. Now, steady, steady.
Tom, what do you figure it's all about? Why was Mary hurt that way? Who'd want to harm a sweet, innocent little girl like Mary?
Hank, somebody's playing for high stakes in this business. Somebody who isn't going to let anyone else stand in his way. That's why Mary was hurt. For the same reason that Harriet Phillips and Salathiel Albine were killed. She knows too much, Hank.
Yeah. I'm going crazy, Tom. I've been through plenty overseas, but this beats it all. If Mary dies...
Oh, she ain't going to die, son. Now, just relax now.
Skip it for a minute. Here they come.
Heaven help us. Look at her. So white, so still, lying on that cart.
Oh, Doc. Doc Green.
They're having time for talk, Tom. They're taking her up to the operating room on that elevator. Yeah, we've got her ready for the operation, and we've got to work fast.
That is that, Doc?
Open that elevator door, man. Tom, if the pressure on her brain isn't relieved within a very few minutes...
Oh, no.
What? Oh, sorry, son. Didn't notice you standing there. We've got to go, Tom. Minutes are precious.
Hank, I want to ask you a question.
Yes, Tom.
Oh, I know how you feel about Mary, all about it. But how is it, Hank, how is it you've never shown any anxiety about your father? After all, he's vanished along with the village, too.
Well, I
want a straight answer, Hank.
All right, Tom. Answer's simple. I hate him.
What's that, boy? You hate your own dad?
I know it sounds pretty awful. You'd understand if you knew my father. He used to be a great guy. But in the last years before I left for overseas, he changed an awful lot.
I see, Hank, but why?
Tom!
Wait, thunderation. The lights, they've gone out.
The place is in darkness. It's pitch black. Every light has gone out.
It's worse than that, Hank. The elevator they were taking Mary up on. It stopped.
Stop. That's the fastest sourdough, Tom. That means...
It means that someone has cut off the electricity. And it means if we don't get it started again pronto, that girl will die.
Someone has cut off the electricity. But who? Every second counts if Mary Slade's life is to be saved. What will happen? Tom must think fast. What will he do? What would you do? Yes, and how would you solve this strange and baffling mystery? You have just as many clues as Tom, so see if you can figure it out. And be sure to join Tom Mix and his Ralston Straight Shooters tomorrow in the next thrill-packed, exciting episode of The Mystery of the Vanishing Village. And now, here's your pal, Sheriff Mike Shaw.
Straight shooters, listen. Did you hear that? That there's my whistling badge. I reckon I owe my life to this sheriff's badge the vigilantes give me. And because I'm so mighty proud of this here handsome badge, I want all of my straight shooter pals to have one just like it. Now, here's Don Gordon to tell you how easy it is to get yours.
Thanks, Mike. Straight shooters, to get an exact copy of Sheriff Mike's famous whistling badge, a knockout-looking sheriff's badge made of metal in the form of a shield with cross-6 guns and the word sheriff in big raised letters on it, to get this sensational metal badge with a siren whistle built right in it, just do this. From the top of a package of good old shredded Ralston, tear off the little circle with the letters RSS printed in it. Mail this little RSS circle with your name and address and 10 cents in coin to Tom Mix, Box 808, St. Louis, Missouri. That's all you have to do, and we'll send you your sheriff's badge right away. Remember the address, Tom Mix, Box 808, St. Louis, Missouri. This is all for good only in the United States. Tom Mix was played by Curly Bradley. Don Gordon speaking.
go. That was an episode of Tom Mix. Turn off the radio there. The Mystery of the Vanishing Village. And you know what? I don't know if we're ever going to learn if they saved that girl or not. But, knowing Tom, I bet they did. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up. Oh, man.
Actually, you're correct, John. You shouldn't end your sentence in a preposition. You're correct when you said wrap up it.
All right, wrap up it and put a bow on it and put it under the tree. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for another edition of the Glowing Dial. Stephen, tell folks how they can get in touch with us, please.
Mind meld? No, I'm sorry.
My mind to your mind, my thoughts to your thoughts. Oh, no, that's Mr. Spock.
You can write to the Glowing Dial for comments, criticisms, copies of shows.
Fresh fruit.
Yeah, they can get a copy of our shows, too, from the archives as well.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Yes, they can. Please write to us at P.O. Box 1524, Troy, Michigan, 48099-1524. Okay?
Real good. And you can email us, too, folks, at glowdial, GLODIAL, at ix.netcom.com. And leave a message for us on the phone if you like, 810-588-4070. And we want to hear from you, folks. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up. So, in comes our ending music. And I think we're just going to fade out and let you listen to this. And leave you a few minutes to do some station business. This is John and Steve saying, keep a positive thought, keep looking up, and we'll see you on the radio. Bye-bye.